Hey, hey guys, welcome to my channel, the Bible and the Tarot, I guess devotional, or I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna do what I'm led to do, and see how it comes out. Okay. All right. Let's get your tarot card for the day. Tarot card for the day. Okay. I'm gonna take this one. Got the Knight of Wands. Let me see if it's showing. Yeah, it's showing. The Knight of Wands. And the Bible verse that goes with the Knight of Wands says, when we put the bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are stirred. Is it stirred? Steered. They are steered or stirred. They're steered or stirred by a very small rudder, wherever the pilot wants it to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider that a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. James chapter 3, 3 through 6. So it's talking about our words, how we speak to ourselves, first of all, right? And into others. Yeah. It starts with you. So the Lord is making us aware how to mind our manners. You know, you don't have to say every impulse, Knight of Wands impulse. You don't have to say everything you think, take time and practice digesting your thoughts before you speak it. It's okay. You can stall out, and people looking like, what the hell, you can do that. It's your prerogative. If you want to practice not being impulsive in your speech and flying off the handle, or your temper. It could be your temper, cussing somebody out, just because you can, Lord said, just because I gave you a tongue don't mean you're supposed to use it in that fashion. So he just want us to guard our mouth, guard our tongue, guard our words. That's what I get from that Knight of Wands. And for me, I know that's what he's telling me, especially when it comes to this, because I have an impulse to express myself using whatever words I can, that's in the world of choice. I use the full dictionary, the Ebonic dictionary and the Webster dictionary. I use whatever it takes to express my words, and it's because the kind of job I was at. You just say what you have to say and get the heck out of there. You just don't linger. Most people don't understand kind words where I used to work. They understand vulgar, type stuff. So let's get a sacred wounding. Maybe pull one of these cards and see why we're having troubles in this area. Lack of discipline in this area, which is always fixable. One more shuffle. So Lord, what is the sacred wound? Uh-oh, this one want to pop out. I'll leave it. Let's put it right here since it tried to pop out. Lord, what's the sacred wound for Knight of Wands? For a tongue. What is the sacred wound that causes an impulse reaction with our words and our speech? There we go. We got, you see what we got, y'all? We got address wounds from gossip and slander. Where'd that come from? Your mouth, your tongue, the Knight of Wands. That's perfect clarification, Lord. Thank you. I couldn't ask for anything more on this one. It says, Gossip and slander will show up as feelings of betrayal, hurt, or insecurity, often accompanied by a loss of trust in others. It may manifest as fear or no manifest as fear of being misunderstood or judged, leading to isolation or difficulty in forming genuine connections. You can feel like somebody's always talking about you or being, against you. So the Knight of Wands, the armor, you can be like protecting yourself. So you lash out to anybody and everybody like a viper. You just lash, because maybe you've been abused verbally. Look like these people are at school. Most likely that's where it usually starts, right? No, it usually starts at home. But then, the kids who learn it from home go to school and do it to their the classmates. Yeah. And so you get this armor of protection. And then you you get back at them or whoever. It don't matter who it is. It can be the kindest person in the world, but you already been so hurt by how other people spoke to you. We're gonna stick with the Knight of Wands. The Lord said, impulse with our mouth, with our tongue, that you react instead of listening to what that person say. You reactive to everything someone says to you. Yeah, because you feel like you've been judged. You're feeling insecure. I just seen like an insecure dog. Watch the Pet Whisper. Yeah, insecure dog, how they act. And how Caesar said that's just an insecure dog. He doesn't mean to be vicious. That's his insecurity coming out, right? He's not a vicious dog. He's an insecure dog, which is the most dangerous. So the Lord is bringing that up for us to not to work on by ourselves, not to work on, because I don't want to say the Lord's bringing it for you to work on. So what you gonna do with it? What do you want to do with it? How you gonna work on it? How am I gonna be a mechanic to my own soul? I'm not. So I asked the Lord, okay, so this is the hurt. This is the area that's I'm gonna say tender, that that you're pointing out in my heart, and I'm accept that this message is mine. And so I just present it back to you. The hurt. You don't even know, you can put a name on it. If you don't even know how to name it, the hurt, you just picture it in your mind. I always picture a plate in my mind's eye, and I put whatever on that plate that hurts or I don't have a name for, and I just present it. It's like I present it, and I take it to the Lord. He knows exactly what I mean. Sometimes I probably know what it is. I just don't want to really say it. Just we know how we are. Sometimes we don't want to admit our faults or address a wound because it hurts. And so I want to just put that, Lord, it hurts, but here you go on the plate, and I present it to him, and I let him be the mechanic to my soul, and we work with him. I work with him because I opened my heart to him. That's how I worked with him. I opened my heart and I put down my armor, and I just laid my life into his hands and let him work it out, and we just be open to it. Just be open. A lot of people say, how do you do that? How you just be open. You keep the windows and the doors of your heart open so he can come in and declutter and air out those, stinking rooms in your heart, You know how it is. When you hold stuff in your heart too long, it starts to fester and it starts to smell, and you start to exhibit that hurt. So the other card that tried to pop out was issues coming from cognitive let me get my phone. Oh shoot, I didn't bring I'm using my phone. Let me get my phone. Hold on, let me get my other phone. Darn it. I think it's, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna put you on pause.